All right. Okay, this being a while. Hello, everybody. Did this make it better? This is after work of where I work, and I had to re-watch it for I know where I stopped. And so let's get into it. Hold on. Okay. Now when the girls they were sitting right next to each other, talking, and well, the other guys that were already eating their breakfast already left, and Nejire and Jiro is watching the girls acting in a certain way where they know what they did because they acted the same way when they did it with Deku. So they're looking at each and every girl and well, you can say their sparkle or their mood very pretty much relax the whole time. And when the guys finally get back to the other side of the tables and just eating and just talking about normal stuff, Zuko understood completely what has happened. And they're like in the middle of watching this. They're at the girls and the guys, they're on the dining room table, like the long one where they can like face each other. And the three Deku, Nejire, and Jiro are over at the kitchen just watching this. While Deku's in the middle of Jiro and Nejire. And when Zuko dropped basically a plastic bottle just to make a sound, it gave a little reaction that they stop eating, they look over to their right. I'm just assuming the guys look over to their left and see Zuko, Jiro, and Nejire waving hi to all of them, giving a very um, stupid grin at all of them. And Zuko said, "I know what you guys did," out loud. Which the girls, they covered their faces. Some of the guys, you guys can choose who, they blushed and just went back at eating. But the bravest one out of all of them, Todoroki, looked at them and said, "How do you know?" And Momo just kind of like a face planted into her cereal bowl. And Zuko said, "I can just tell." And also Momo's wearing your shirt. Where Todoroki looks over to Momo, see the shirt, looks over to Zuko and says, "Oh, I see." And he went back to eating. So later in that day, after that little action in the little scene has happened, they're somewhat embarrassed. They're every time did this on Saturday. They did it on Friday, all that. They did it on Friday, and now did this Saturday. Did I say that? Oh well. Now, mind you, the next arc. Goddamn, that's neighbors. Uh, Going and getting their a chance to becoming a pro license is a whole month of training, and this is just 1 week of it. So I have enough time to do stories, and this will be very interesting. Okay. I thought that's a lot. Dang, I'm tired. Hold on. Okay. Now, in the middle of the day, lunchtime, Jiro asks Zuko if he will take her on a date tomorrow. Zuko said yes, of course. That'll be a perfect time. I'll think of some date areas and some places we should go, which Jiro's very happy about. But Nejire is still there, hanging out with both of them, and she kind of looked at Zuko with puppy eyes and asked Zuko when should we start dating outside. And Zuko thinks about it and said, "How about Friday? Will that be good? We'll start right after the class is over. The school is over." And Nejire is very excited. She gave Zuko a hug and kissed him on the cheek. And she'll say, basically whisper in his ear, "I can't wait." Now, it's lunchtime. They're eating lunch, of course, and that's what happens. After they have their lunch, now the girls are getting a little comfortable talking to each other. What exactly happened that night? And Jiro butt into their conversation and asked them details that they did to her in the hot springs. And they were trying to kind of escape, but Jiro, training with Zuko and learning how to improve her quirk, is not letting any of them go. And she made sure that she locked all the doors. So they had to spill the beans. Which Zuko looked at the guys, and he just gave them a thumbs up. Which most of them then give him a thumbs up or fist bump, depending on who they are. But Ira said, "Yeah, yeah," and rubbing the back of his neck, said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." He's broken. He doesn't know what to do at this point. And Zuko feels bad for him, and maybe the other guys would need some help. So he decided to do this. He gets some flashcards in his room, write down one question, one question free, ask me anytime. If it's a good question, I'll give you another one. And anything you need to know or help on. And he sent it to every guy, even Todoroki. Because who knows, maybe he's very special, you can say. I really don't know what to say about this, but that's my conclusion. When he gives one to, well, them in a group, they ask, "And how do you know so much about this? If for you to give us answers." And Zuko said, "Oh, um, heh. Or well, I already said it to Nejire and Jiro." And they say, "Nejire, who's?" Zuko point over to Nejire, where she's just waving hi. She's with the girls. And when she turns back, Zuko said, "Oh, and well, I gone with the breakup was bad enough where I gone around and did it with two other women. You don't need their names unless that's your question, which you might be wasting it. So think carefully on your question. But bye." It's kind of smart seeing how some of the guys are already writing down some questions and tried to give it to him, but Zuko backed away and said, "Not yet, not yet. How about a week for you to think it through?" Now, it's getting close. The girls are finally done talking about it, and Nejire is getting really tired. Zuko knocked into the door on Jiro's room and asked Nejire if do you want to go back to your dorm by yourself, or should I go with you? Nejire takes this chance and said, "Yeah, go with me." So he does. Sorry, this is like my only picture I actually liked when I searched Deku X Nejire. So that's what you guys getting. And he walked her to her dorms, but just about 3 meters away, basically 3 yards away from the actual door. Zuko said, "Yeah, this be far enough. I don't want your classmates worrying about where you have gone." She said, "Okay, okay," and she gives Zuko actually was about to walk away and saying bye to Nejire. Nejire turned around back at Zuko, grabbing onto him and looking at him, looking straight into his eyes. Zuko looks back and he pushed an inch closer and closer until contact, and they kissed. It was a minute long. They broke the kiss, and Nejire, really happy now, says, "See you next week." And she walks into the door. Now Zuko walks away and gets back to his training. So the next day comes, and he's going out with Jiro. The date starts at 10. Zuko waits for her at the gate of UA and hit this uniform that he's showing in the picture. And Jiro came out looking like that in the picture as well. Zuko complimented her, and she did the same to Zuko. They held hands and went off to their date. Now I'm going to say some things, but I'm not going to get too much into details. Basically, for 10 till 12, Zuko just took her to an amusement park that was open and was meant for quirkless people to have fun and what it would be like to have quirks in a good way, which gave Zuko and Jiro a chance to see how they will react if they had different quirks and how they will go further with it. Basically testing how smart each other are with it. Zuko got something really stupid of a quirk where he just has pointy teeth but not sharp enough where it can tear anything up, and he just kind of like nibble on his fingers. Well, yeah, basically his thumb, and Jiro basically comment that that looks really cute on as he used his quirk. Well, seemingly new quirk. Zuko chuckles and said, "But this will be a great quirk for this." As he goes right behind her, kind of hugging her, but he nibbles on her ear, which gave a little moan where no one hears, but Jiro kind of like tells him to stop. She can't take it. And Zuko says, "Okay, I'll stop. But your face saying that you want it a little more." And that little interaction happens, and they move on to everywhere else. Zuko take her to a little cafe And it was nothing special, but it was a special day, and that very cafe had people reading out poems. And Zuko comments, it's kind of like writing down songs, isn't it? Which Jiro said, yeah, some songwriters do this to start a, a song. It's all started with something creative. Like she mentions like that one poem, if they just change some words to another, put some beats, and Zuko's hearing all of this, and he's just enjoying everything that she's saying. And Zuko comments, huh, so have you ever tried writing a song? Which Jiro stops talking, and she kind of twiggle and move and mess with her ear eject, saying, yeah, something like that. Which now she explaining her um, kind of life story of her choice. Her choices was originally going to be a musician, but she last minutely changed it to heroes, and all that happens. In the anime, it should show her backstory. Zuko said, "Oh, that's cool. I guess I'll tell you mine." Uh, he explained that he was originally was deemed quirkless up to a certain age, which is his cover story, which Jiro didn't know fully, but she heard some rumors, and now hearing it from Zuko, can't really think of how bad it would have been without a quirk, which Zuko can explain, but he doesn't want to do it right. It would ruin the mood, as he kind of smiled and changed the subject. Moving on, after their little dip. You know, I say I'm not going to put into detail, but I still do it. Oh, God damn it. If you don't know what I'm doing right now, I'm putting a finger on my head and moving away, which in sign language means stupid or mindless. Either one. Basically using your left or your right, depending on how you feel. But I can imagine if some of you guys doing it right now. Golly. Now, back on their date. They spent rest of their time. They were a little full, and they couldn't do anything really that um, workout or that would make them really tired afterwards. So Zuko just tell her, "How about we just walk in and talk?" So they did for almost 4 hours. And as Zuko was going to his restroom to wash up, Jiro was actually given a call by her parents, asking her how she's been doing, if she's doing alright, and all this. It's the same thing that most parents should be doing. And when she answers all of this, her parents ask her where she's at. And she said, "Oh, actually, I'm on a date with Zuko." And her parents, she's talking to her mother right now, and said, "That's great, honey. This will be so convenient. Will you please take your and bring your boyfriend over to our house, and for you can introduce us to him properly this time." Which Jiro thinks is going too fast, but she knows she doesn't. She she's kind of like giving excuses not to do it, and she and her mother just said kind of laughed and said, "Okay, see you here at this time, or you'll be grounded," as she hang up the phone. Jiro kind of sighs, put down their phone, put it away, and waits for Izuku. Izuku was coming back with some drinks because he saw a vending machine, and decide to get some water. I'm not sure what kind of drinks they would drink, but that would be it. Zuko looked over at Jiro and said, "Hey, I got you some water." And Jiro looked at him with a very blush face, and Zuko asked, "Huh? What's what happened? Is anything all right?" And Jiro said, "No, it's fine. It's fine. It's well, my parents called and they wanted to meet you formally." As she's twiggling her thumbs, well, have her hand together and twiggling her thumbs. Which Zuko grabbed her hand, looked straight at her, and said, "It's a pleasure to. I would love to meet your parents." Which Jiro kind of blushes, seeing how cute Zuko is doing right now. She only seen it in comic books and in magazines, but never thought she'll be ever in this position. Which Zuko smiles, leaned forward, where Jiro closed her eyes and waiting for the kiss. Which Zuko moved his face around and kissed her on the cheek. And for her, that was even better. She did. She was expecting a kiss, but she got something so much better, and it was so cute to her. To her. So Zuko asked her after that little moment of quiet and watching the sky as it goes, the clouds, and then some hero going from one skyscraper to another, seemingly like a monkey. Anyway, dang, 2020. All right. Uh, Damn, I'm tired. Golly, it's not even 10. All right, here we go. Zuko asked her, "What time are we supposed to be meeting your? How am I? When am I gonna be going there?" And she said, "Oh, actually, it's today, in 1 hour." Zuko looks in his phone, said, "Huh, I got some messages." Hold on, Jiro, let me reply these messages. It's a little awkward. As he kind of like turned away of Jiro and try to reply each messages from the modeling agency asking him if he could come in these dates, which is going to be in a week. And Zuko said yes, yes on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but on Friday he said no because he's has some plans. He can do it early in the morning, but he'll have to be out after that, which they understand and did it. Now, Zuko, as he was doing all this, Jiro was looking over his shoulder, basically, his shoulder, and seeing some messages saying, Monday yes, Tuesday yes, Wednesday yes, Thursday yes, and on Friday no, at this time in the morning yes, but after that no. Which Jiro assumes that it will be training with All Might, so she put it in the back of her mind and tried to remember the name, but it shows just a blank nothing. Now Zuko turns around and sees Jiro like really close to him, and Zuko said, "Oh, sorry." As he put it away and said, "Okay, I don't know exactly where you live at, so would you please take me?" As a very nice person or a good guy would have to say. Jiro takes him there. Oh, crap. Showing. Oh, what the hell? There we go. Few 30 minutes, give or take. The bus ride it was silent at some points, and Zuko was trying to ask her questions about her parents, which Jiro said nothing because she doesn't know exactly how they will react with Zuko, even though he already met them. So she just doesn't know, and she's just saying this towards Zuko, which Zuko takes this and said, "Okay, okay, okay, all right, whew, I'm getting a little sweaty." Now, hold on. Now they're up in front of the gate. She opens it and be right in front of the door. And she just say in her head, just please don't be weird, please don't be weird, please don't be weird. As she opens the door and see her parents. First, she see her mother and then her dad. And say, hi mom, hi dad. As she's kind of like rubbing and trying to be very cute or trying not to embarrass herself in front of her boyfriend. And she really tried. She's running towards them and asked them please not to be embarrassing in front of her boyfriend. Which Zuko comes right in. I'm changing the outfit to make it look way better. He comes right in looking like this, with no piercing, of course. And Jiro's dad looks at him, at his, at him. He looks to his, God damn it, sorry, his hair, his eyes, his shirt, and his jacket, and also his pants, and thinks, huh, this kid has style. Nice. Where Jiro was trying to talk to her parents to not to embarrass her. Jiro's mom looked over at him and say, "Oh, so you're the young boy our daughter has been talking about." Because Jiro has been talking about him, but not very specific. And Jiro's mom basically wants to embarrass her. She heard not to embarrass, and she immediately wanted to embarrass her at that moment. Hold on, let me change it to the next picture. Here, this one. Oh, yeah, that one. Sorry. As Zuko is walking in further and saying, "Hello, I am Zuko Midori. It's very nice to meet you." As he shakes Jiro's hand and Jiro's mother's hand first, very softly, and she's saying, "Oh, it's very nice to meet you, future son-in-law." And Jiro said, "Mom," and she just kind of grins over at Jiro, and Jiro knows that her mom is actually doing this on purpose, so she tried to hide her blushing face. As her father looks over to him, and he held his hand. Zuko looks at him, back at his hand, grabbed it and shake it firmly. And this will be like one of my other videos. And it feels like, and Zuko feels this, that the guy is holding his hand even tighter and tighter, almost trying to break it. Because he is a guitarist, and he uses his right hand to hold the strings, which is very difficult if you don't know. And he uses his fingers, not the pick. So his fingers are very tough. So Zuko feels this, and he basically grips even tighter, almost equally. He doesn't want to break his hand. And a few moments has passed, and they both let go, and they both hide their hands. Zuko saw him doing it, so he did the same, and basically tried to act tough and said nothing, And that, well, the dad basically, I wish I know their names. It would be so much easier, but I don't know. Wait, it doesn't say their names. Great. All right. At least you guys know what they look like. So Zuko sits down on the couch, like where Aizawa is, and discuss basically anything and everything, seeing how long they have been together. Zuko say about this long, but officially this long. And Jiro's just sitting there being very embarrassed and just hoping that he doesn't say anything embarrassed or they don't say anything embarrassed. And Jiro is slowly getting very tired and she's yawning. And Zuko, he doesn't pay any mind to it, but her parents, well, her mother, sees her leaning closer and closer and closer onto Zuko, on his shoulder, which Zuko adjusts slightly, but her father noticed this and kind of give a smirk, where it will feel a lot softer and a certain way of doing it. If you guys don't know, sorry. I know how it feels because I'm usually awake during all this, and it's basically my siblings. They sleep on my shoulder all the time as I just watch shows. And well, I really don't understand how it is so comfortable. I try it, it hurts my neck like hell. Now, she is sleeping peacefully with a very slight smile and a slight blush, which her mother sees and very happy to know that she found someone to be so relaxed to. So Zuko kind of like rub her head, just messing with her, and Jiro, in half asleep, half awake state, basically slapped his hand away very lightly, and Zuko said, "Ow, that hurt." As Jiro kind of like laughed. Now, the father, he didn't say anything rude, and he was trying to test him in later time, but he didn't find any way. But how he was acting in front of them, very respectful, but also change his personality or his emotions immediately when Jiro is acting cute. And he said out loud, "I approve. You are allowed to date my daughter and even marry her." And Zuko kind of, well, stood up straight and said, "I'm sorry? Um, uh, um, thank you?" As the father said, "What? You don't think my daughter is good enough for this?" And Zuko said, "No, no, it's not that. It's just, never thought that far." As he gave a very general, fuck, very kind smile to both of them and saying thank you. Now, they didn't really have dinner, but they offer him as something to eat. And Zuko said, "No, no, we already ate as we were coming over here." And they say, "So why not just sleep here? It's very late. You can't go back over there in the dorms in this hour." But Zuko said, "No, it's fine. I train with All Might all the time. I can get there in," he checked his phone, "an hour if I run." Oh, but Jiro, tomorrow Saturday we have to get to school on Monday. She'll be freaking out. And they are looking at Zuko now, thinking out loud, mumbling, but slow enough where they can hear it, and seeing how concerned he is for Jiro. Dang. I guess takes an hour. Hmm. Sir, ma'am, by any chance, do you have any uniform for Jiro in your home? They look each other, and her father said, "I think so." As he looks to his wife, and she said, "Yeah, she does. Her last one, the one that she used to wear at the first year." And Zuko said, "Okay, okay." Um, he basically tried to shake Jiro awake, where it doesn't work. So he did something that where a Miss and Mr. Jiro and usually do when they want to wake up Jiro in days that she's very tired, and he pinched her earlobes just lightly enough where Jiro wake up and looks over and said, "How long was I asleep?" And Zuko said, "Not that long. Nothing too important to mention." But Jiro said, "Okay." Zuko said, It's getting really late, so here's the plan. Um, you be here sleeping. I'll get back home to my mother. Been a while. I'll get home to my mother, and we'll go to school together, and like we were in high school. Is that cool with you?" It's Drew, kind of yawning, kind of stretching out. Said, "But I want you to stay here with me." And she was still sleeping, ish. Zuko said, "It's very nice for you to offer, but I don't think your father will agree with that." As he looks at his, at God damn, we're gonna say Sashi, at Jiro's father, seeing him glowing red eyes and with a mes, a very frightening aura, and trying to mouth out the words, "You better not." And Zuko kind of like it tells Jiro, "No, no, it'll be fine. It's been a while since I seen my mother." So Zuko placed her down and give her a kiss on the cheek, where she kind of smiles. He bows on both Mr. and Mrs. Jiro and said goodbye. And he leaves. Zuko goes to his mom's house and says it's a surprise visit. So Zuko gets in there, tells his mother everything, that he met with Jiro's parents, and yeah, maybe someday I'll have her meet you. As Inko said, "Yes, you should have done me first. Why didn't you do it?" All this trying to be very mad, but she's just happy that her son is finding somebody and moving on. Yeah, I knew I should have done it here. Now, the next day comes. Zuko wakes up, not really wearing any uniform, and run towards Jiro. At the moment where she was about to get in, get through the kitchen and eat some breakfast, Zuko knocks on the door. As Jiro's father opened it with a very shaggy hair and said, "Oh, it's you. Uh, you're wearing the same thing as yesterday." And Zuko said, "Yes, yes. I didn't have. It turns out I didn't have my uniform at my mother's house. So yeah, I'll be going to get a very bad feeling about the teachers." He's giving a he's sighing, but he's just sighing with a smile throughout the whole thing, which freaks kind of like scared Joe's father because he never seen that happen before, and he's trying not to laugh, but it's really hard. Where Jiro is coming out halfway dressed. Hold on. With a white T-shirt and her skirt, but not wearing the everything else. I think that's basically it. Oya has a necktie, and it's somewhat buttoned up, but showing just enough of her cleavage. And Zuko said, "Oh, good morning, Jiro. Did you have a nice nap?" As Jiro looks over at Zuko, said, "Oh, good morning, Zuko. It looked like you didn't you didn't put on your uniform." As she's trying to pay back for all the embarrassing things that her parents did to him or to her. Well, Zuko said, "Yeah." As he messed with his hair, said, "Yeah, I didn't have a chance to comb my hair." As Jiro was saying, "No, you were wearing the same thing as yesterday." And Zuko said, "Oh yeah, that too. Um, are you almost done? I'll be waiting outside." And Jiro said, "No, yeah, And she gets a toast. She finished up as much as fast as possible, giving her the hiccups and saying, I'm ready to go. Bye, Mom, Dad." Zuko kind of like chuckles at this and offer her a piggyback, and Jiro says no as she's covering her butt, saying her skirt will come and show to the world, which Zuko understands and said, and he's kind of twitching right now because I think he's gonna be late, and so he picks her up bridal style, asks her to hold on tight, and Zuko charged up one for all and did a very fast sprint. As Jiro's parents just look at him. Okay, I couldn't find a right picture, but basically seeing him fully covered in lightning, kind of like that Kaminari guy, they didn't like him at all. He was too stupid. And see him jumping off onto a building that was for sure more than 20 stories, and see him running off, jumping to building as if it was nothing. And looked back at each other and said, huh, maybe he wasn't lying saying he would be the next number one hero. As the mother basically said, yeah, I think our daughter found the one. And they both kind of chuckles and close the door. Now moving on to them, Jiro and Zuko. Zuko is breathing heavily, his heart is racing, and he's just moving with the wind, covering Jiro's face as much as he can so her hair won't be blowing in the wind. And he's going as fast as he can, being there at very least 20 minutes. But he checks his watch. He checks his phone as he gets right in front of the gates and see he's just barely missed it. Missed class. He tells Jiro to go and explain as he goes and change. Now, the whole time as he was jumping onto rooftop to rooftop. Sorry, I forgot where I left off. Zuko was explaining and trying to tell Jiro to everything. While she was being held in his arms, she felt his heart racing, his breath breathing heavily on her. And all this basically reminded her of all the good things. Thinking of all the good things that he did that night and the other nights. And she kind of got a little wet under. And that's why she was trying to cross her legs when she was trying to walk away. She went to the restroom first to clean up, and then went to the classroom explaining what exactly happened. Basically, that Zuko met her parents, and it was too late, so Zuko went to his parents, and she went to her and stayed at her parents. So this is why Zuko will be late a little bit. He didn't have a uniform. As she's trying to fix up the buttons, but she doesn't have a tie. Where Momo comes in and creates a tie for Jiro. Now a few minutes pass, and Zuko is coming through the back door of the classroom, and bows to Aizawa and says, "Sorry, I'm late." But Aizawa just points him to his seat and said, "Don't be late again," and went on with his teaching. One of the class breaks after the next class was coming up. Now some of the guys were asking why you guys were so late. Weren't you guys doing something very scandalous or something? Which Zuko said, no, it's nothing like that. I just met, well, it was very important, but I met her parents. I think I put a good impression on them. Yeah, very good one. Ida said, now that's a man that we all should be striving to be. As Ida gave him a card, asking Zuko this question, which Zuko read, looked at Ida, back at it, and said, "Oof, I did not expect you to answer such a very detailed question. You want it now? I can say it in front of the whole class." Which Ida, he doesn't see the problem with it, but he said yes. He needs to know exactly. And Zuko said, "Okay, let me think." Now the question is how to arouse the girl. Greatly. And Zuko will put it on the table where the guys are seeing this, look at Ila, and say, "Good question," as some of them erase theirs, because that was basically the same thing. As Zuko see all of them said, "Oh, alright. It all really depends on the girl, but well, damn it, I think I had to give out some of my secrets too. Shit. This is all Zuko saying in front of the guys. The guys that did it, and yeah, basically, and Denki and everybody but Kota, because he's the Cinnamon of the whole class. I don't see him being that wild later in his years. Bakugo, because he's a dick. But everybody else will be very curious to hear. So Zuko answer was basically you have to look in the smaller details. Say like this. Say, imagine me as a girl. As you touch like a certain area, and if they twitch, it's getting close to their special spot. And if they don't twitch as much, you're getting further away. Playing hot or cold is one of the keys. As well as this, put some notes or memorize, and you'll find her weak points. Also, depending on the girl, I'm not sure who you guys are with, and I think I can guess who Ida is with, but I don't want to answer. But if it is her, pinch the back of her neck at any time you want to do, just to hear a certain reaction. Oh man. He's trying not to think about it, but he knows exactly what Ila is going with. And Zuko said, "Okay. Now please don't not tell her that I told you this at all costs, please. But if you tickle her neck or kiss her neck, anything about her neck, you will for guaranteeing
get a reaction. And most times, she will do it back to you. I don't care if you have to fake it, you have to do the same thing. And yeah, I can only say that for her. I don't know about the other girls. Ira said, "Oh, yeah, thanks. I'll take this in mind and try that." Later down in the classroom, where Ira and Araka was standing right next to each other as they were going to the lunchroom, they were back in almost far back of the class, but Jiro and Zuko. And Zuko see Jiro looking at Ira and Araka and ask them if they are, together. And Zuko said, I think so. I don't mind it. I knew the whole time. And they both see Ira kind of tickling her neck, which she flinched drastically. She covered her neck, the part that she was tickled, and kind of hit Ira, but she made a noise while that happened, which made her blush and kind of runs away. Ira, he thinks he did something wrong, but Zuko and Jiro pass by him. They both put a hand on his shoulder and said, "Yeah, basically that, and that's the reaction you're going to get at first. But next time, don't do it in front of everybody." As they both walk away, and Ira said, "Know it." And then he remembers the sound that she made, which was so cute. Hold on, let me get a drink. Okay, back on it. So Zuko and Jiro was laughing at this, and Araka is sitting next to Ira, but just far enough where he doesn't reach her. Because that felt so weird, but she liked it. Now, the whole week has passed, and it's Friday. Zuko has gone to his model agency and did some more pictures. And now, since they have sales skyrocketing because Zuko was in it, they are selling more and more, and becoming more famous to the teens now. It was at first for the adults because most of the adults are into that, but now the teens are in it because they are seeing Zuko, and he is not bad looking. Hold on. They basically see him like this the whole time. Damn, I did a whole hour of this. I'm too good at this. I'm way too good because I'm going further. All right, here we go. In this whole story, I'm not even doing the actual show. Damn. But here we go. Damn it. Now Zuko got a picture like this, and it is in the front page, and it's showing everywhere. But since most of Class 1A, Class 1B, 1 years and second years, they're still in the dorms, not going anywhere. Basically, focusing on being a hero. But the third years, and probably the fourth years, who cares? They are able to go out and see. And they see how famous this one kid is. Saying how old he is and saying, he's just 2 years younger than us, but he looks good. And they're just reading in all the Pacifics, all the good stuff that they would like to know. Just imagining how it would be like to date him. And they're talking about this in class. And you guys should know what I'm talking about. As they're talking about this, Nejire in the classroom is asking who are they talking about, because it seemed very familiar, and thinking that Zuko has gone gone and did it with them as well, and she never knew. But they showed her this magazine where Nejire is the first to learn that Zuko is a model. And she's reading into his background and learns that he's been a model for almost a whole year. And she had no idea. And she just thinks, he's good at keeping secrets. What other secrets is he keeping? And this is the end of the the school day, and Zuko is coming down the hallway. Some of her friends, some of the guys have finally left, but one. Well, this one guy, he'd been trying to ask out Nejire this whole time, but couldn't find the right time, day, or mood. And he decided to try to do it today. So he asked Nejire if he could talk to her alone, which Nejire obliged. And as they walk out and talk, he confesses his love to her, which Nejire feels very awkward because she really just thought of him as a friend and couldn't think of him anything else, as she says this to him. But Zuko didn't see this interaction because he's actually in the classroom. The moment that she walks out with the guy, Zuko walks right in and looks around. He asks around as he's asking where Nejire is the whole time, and they say nothing of it. They ask, so why are you here? And Zuko kind of ruffled his hair just a bit and said, well, I need to talk with, I have a meeting with Nejire. Where is she? They are still looking at the magazine because they're still reading, and they say some stuff, and then they look at each other and say, no, she was like this, she was over there, no, over there, arguing it to each other. And they finally turn to who said it, because they were expecting one of their classmates. They did not expect to see Zuko. They look at him, look back at the magazine, back at him, and then back on the magazine, and said, Midoriya. And Zuko said, yes? I'm sorry, did we meet before? Or has she been talking about me? Huh. And they said, no, it's more, they're showing the picture of the magazine. Zuko said, oh, thank you for buying the magazine. Never thought I would meet you from outside the school, inside the school, that like my work, but, thank you. As he kind of like blushes and kind of turns away, covering his mouth. And the girls just thought of it as cute. Nothing else. Basically that. The guy coming in through the classroom, being rejected, and sits down, just sitting there blankly, but still smiling. Try to push through the pain and says he thinks he just missed his shot. As Nejire comes through, she's looking at all the girls, her friends, and asks them what they're doing, standing up, not talking. Did something happen? As she pushed through and sees Zuko. As she runs, or basically leans faster, basically runs straight towards him, give him a big hug, and said, you came. So, are you ready? Let's go. Basically acting like a dog, but a very cute way. And Zuko said, it's fine. It's alright. calm down, calm down. When the girls are seeing the interaction with Nejire and Zuko, and they're trying to piece it together and try and make sense of this, but they don't know how to make sense until her friend comes by and pushes Nejire on the side playfully because that's her friend, and said, "And who are you?" to her. Come on, spill the beans. Are you blackmailing her or anything? Basically protecting her because she is a very sweet person. And Zuko said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I am Zuko Midoriya. Very nice to meet you." And you are to her as friends? And Nejire said, "Yeah, that is my friend." As she say her name and been friends since this long. Zuko said, "Oh." As he bows and said, "It's very nice to meet you." But she wants to know what's the relationship with you two. As Nejire and Zuko say at the same time, "Oh, we're dating." Which the girl said, "What?" The guys say, "What?" And then one guy looks up and her dating. He looks over at where it came from, and that kid, where not I was talking about, and Nejire saying, "Yeah, we're dating." Wait, did I not tell you? And her friend said, "No, you would have had, we will talk about the birds and the bees, and all this other stuff." And Nejire, none, not caring in the world, say, "Oh, no, I already done that before." And well, her friend say, with a ghost face, say she's lost her purity. The girls are kind of screaming and excited to and wanted to hear the details, how she did it, when did she do it, is it with him or was it somebody else? All this other question, which Nejire was about to answer, but Zuko cut her off and said, "I'm sorry, Nejire, but I put reservations for one restaurant, and I think we're going to be late." As he's kind of like pushing her over, and Nejire say, "Well, okay, bye guys, I'll see you tomorrow." Izuku and Nejire runs off. Nejire, as they are running, everybody's looking out of the doorway, saying that Zuko was very forceful, so they think that he's kidnapping her. As they are running, they see now Nejire running in front of Zuko, pulling him by the hand, and basically saying in the hallway, "Let's go on a date," and doing a date song, basically. All the cutesy stuff that she usually does. Which made one of the guys very pissed that he was outdone by him and wants to show her that he's way better than him. Now he's going to be out training. Now I'm going to move to their dates. After their date, I'm going to end the video. Alright, here we go. Now Zuko take her on a date. Basically the same thing as with Jiro. And Zuko does the same thing. He gets the same quirk, which is just growing teeth, and did the same thing to Nejire. But this time Nejire actually doesn't moan. She kind of giggles at this. She she flipped the tables, grabbing on Zuko in the back and nibbles on his ear. And Zuko is trying not to say anything, but he is blushing enough where she can see it. And that little interaction happened. Moving on to a cafe, but this time it's a cat cafe. Or basically a rabbit cafe, more. It's very cute. A bunch of animals are getting onto Zuko. And the owner of the place is saying that these rabbits never get close to anybody new. Young man, do you have some kind of quirk that allows you to be very nice to animals or something like that? And Zuko said, no, nothing like of the sort. And the owner just saying this, that you are actually the first person ever that run bunny. This rabbit has a chew out ear on one, a blind eye on another, and has patches all over its skin. It's very sad. And has a very ugly face. And it never was close to anybody. And nobody wanted to be close to it. But it got real close to Zuko to a point where it jumped on his lap and slept right there the whole time. And Zuko's just petting it like any other rabbit. I don't have a picture for it, but it's very cute if you just think about it. A rabbit instead of a cat. A cat is cute and all, but I'm allergic, so I can't touch them. But a rabbit is just as soft, even more, and way cuter. And the owner just wants, can I please take a picture of this? This is so cute, and this will... Young man, I can't believe I'm saying this, but are you willing to adopt our friend here? Zuko said, I'm sorry. Well, it's not, oof. He's very cute. As Nejire looks at it and just thinks of it as cute that it's getting real close to Zuko. And she's getting real good at convincing Zuko to do it. And Zuko can't say no to Nejire. And said, sir, you got yourself a deal. I'll come by another time. Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. I'll come by tomorrow and do all the paperwork. And the restaurant owner basically said, thank you. Ooh, this restaurant is here is mostly for the rabbits to find a better home. And he kind of like did a very big celebration. Yes, I'm doing the extra stuff because I think this is awesome. I really wish this would happen to me. Really wish. But Nejire is just sitting right next to Zuko and the rabbit as she's petting on it. And she said, yeah, this thing is very cute, but what are you going to name it? And Zuko said, I really don't know. And the owner said, yeah, we don't really name them. We name them by colors. Zuko said, oh, but this one's more yellow blackish. He thinks of a name. He says a few and the rabbit doesn't respond. It's awake right now and he's just enjoying the pets. It finally moved off of Zuko and went north towards Nejire's lap. And it's a very soft lap where the bunny is enjoying every inch of it. And Zuko saying, how about this name? No, it's not responding. Is it a boy or a girl? And the store owner said, for that one, it's a boy. And Zuko said, okay. How about, as he looks around the store now, see one ketchup, because I'm right now in the kitchen looking at the ketchup bottle, and it comes from a restaurant called Whataburger, and they're famous for one ketchup. You guys should know what I'm talking about. And he call it spicy. As it reacts, looks over at Zuko, and then went back to looking forward. And Zuko says spicy again, and it reacts. And he found his name. He kind of picked it up, and it doesn't react at all. And said, and your name shall be Spicy from now on. How do you like it? As it just blinks with its both eyes. And the store owner said, fine name, young man, fine name. Now go on with your date, and I'll fill in the paperwork. Zuko said, "Thank you, thank you. Oh, here's the information." Now off to their date. After eating and having that little party, Nejire said, "So, uh, technically that's our child, right?" Which Zuko kind of paused in the middle of the walkway, and he was pushed by Nejire. And when he got back to the corner and looked at her and said, um, I never thought we were going to go this far, but we really need to tell Jiro about this, that we adopted a child." And Nejire is giving a little evil grin with this, and Zuko is too. And now they're planning a prank on Jiro that she's pregnant, which will be fun and all. And they're doing all this extra stuff, like buying outfits, Pampers, a bed, and they're just putting it all in there. They are saying they're buying it, but basically they're getting their phones, taking pictures, and show a fake receipt that they bought it already, and it's in his room. Now, they were enjoying the whole time, and Nejire and Zuko's just laughing about this whole thing. They have no idea what she's going to react to this, or it could be a bad thing. But they're going to do it anyway. And they are just laughing the night away. Going back over to the dorms, Zuko drop off Nejire. He give her a kiss and say, when should we do the prank? And she said, how about next week? To really make sure it's settled in. To make the pictures look real. And Zuko said, yeah, that'll be fine. Ooh, that'll be hard to hide spicy. I wonder if he'll be able to take care of him. And Nejire would say, who? And Zuko explained that one of his classmates also owned a bunny. And I think it's also a male. So it could be, it'll behave way better. And Nejire say, yes, that would be awesome. But can you, drop him off over here? He's really cute. And Zuko said, yes, of course. We can do, play dates. So Zuko leaves, and Nejire gets into her dorm. And she's getting question after question by her friends. Some of the guys are asking how long they've been together. And she say about a week or two. And the girls say, how long ago did you meet? And Nejire is remembering the time about the internship. And she said, around the internship times for the first years. As she kind of licked her lips and remembering all the good times. And the girls know for sure what this is. And the guys don't know. They didn't pick that up yet. And now the girls are pushing Nejire over to one room, which is completely soundproof for sure. And no one can hear it from the outside. Not like in Class 1A. So they asked Nejire, did you and him did it there? And Nejire say, yeah. As she's blushing, remembering how big it was. And now they're asking her questions, how Jiro was asked so many questions in the hot springs. Now, dang it, my eye hurts. He comes back to the dorm, and he went off, going to get the bunny. He comes back with the bunny in a cage. Well, he's actually holding him. He brought a cage, thinking it will want to run away, but he learns that it doesn't like cages, and Zuko decides just to pick him up on his arms. And the rabbit, for some unknown reason, is actually small enough. It's smaller than its head, but it's fully grown. And decided to be sitting right on top of Zuko's head as if it was a Pokemon. Basically like Ash and Pikachu. Instead of on the shoulder, it's on his head. And Zuko is very... he can balance anything on his head. He's been focusing on his balance to a point where he won't fall if he got surprising attack. Now, so he's walking through the city with a rabbit on his head. Yeah, I'm doing that. It's funny. Well, it's funny to me. It's funny. Sorry. I can only think of like a kid coming by and saying, "Mommy, mommy, I want that one." And Zuko is kind of like covered his head and holding the rabbit, saying, "Sorry, kid, but this one's mine. Find your own." And he's trying to like run off, but he feels claws coming through his head, which knows that the rabbit is scared. Now he's going back to his dorms and his dorm on Saturday. At this time, everybody's already left, went to the mall or other stuff, basically, and asked Kota if he, well, Kota, whichever, the animal court guy, and asked Kota if he could take care of him, as he points to his head. And Kota looks up and says, actually out loud, "You got a bunny too? What's his name?" And he actually used his query to ask him what's his name. As the bunny comes back answering, it's Spicy and Kota said, "And what's your last name?" And Spicy say nothing and looks down. And Zuko said, "What? Did you say something?" And Kota said, "You have to give him your last name. It really cements the bond, as I did with mine." And I don't know what he called it in anime, so I'm going to call it Chip off the old block. Basically, Chip. He's Chip Kota. So what's his? And Zuko said he's Spicy Midoriya. Which now he put it down and the rabbits are talking. Kota understands it because he's using his quirk to hear it. I think it's just talking, but I'm going to give him the ability where he can, when he uses he can hear what they're saying. So now the rabbits are actually good friends now, and real good buddies. So Zuko tells Spicy that he's going to be here for a week, and you're going to meet another mother. He smirks on this. And Spicy said, "Okay." Basically said this, but he nods. And Zuko said, "Oh, I didn't show him the picture, and it's this girl." As he shows Jiro in a very nice outfit. As he looked over at Zuko, back at the picture, look over at Zuko, and it did a wink. Yes, it's very smart. It did a wink. And with his ears. And Zuko just kind of smiles, blushes at this, because he's just saying, "So cute. God damn, it's going to kill me with this cuteness." But he finally leaves, and Kota will tell him that all the behavior that the rabbits will do when they're happy, sad, or very relaxed. But he also informs Zuko on how to make sure the rabbits are very comfortable in their room, which Zuko is very understanding on how much work it takes to take care of a rabbit, and Zuko does not mind it. Now, that will be the end of this video. thank you for listening. I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you guys don't know, and I never said this because or you guys can't tell, I like rabbits. Yeah. You've seen the meme like how a big muscly guy walks into a vet, comes out of a vet with a big cage, expecting of a vicious dog to match him, and it comes out a very small kitten. Yeah, I'm basically that, but no one would ever expect me to have a rabbit. So that's why I like rabbits so much. Also because I'm allergic to cats and I hate that. But anyway, have a nice day. Thank you for listening, and this will put me back on track for everyday uploads for this series. But bye.